Hey guys, this is Phoenix and I'm back with another 1.7.10 modding tutorial. Today I just wanted to do a quick video going over the OR dictionary. Um, Sorry, I thought I got a message. Right, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So all we have to do is register our OR dictionary. This occurs in the initialization stage of our tutorial mod class here thing. So it's in this area right here. So we're just gonna go ahead and make sure that we actually have it set up to register. The register should come before any smithing, smelting, any recipe handler is done, because that way you can actually use it inside of your recipes if you wanted to. Okay, so I'm just putting the log helper info in there so that we know what's going to activate. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first thing we're going to do is create a new class under register. So new Java class, and we're going to call this register OreDic. OreDic. Don't need this. Yours should be coming up with the license if you went by my tutorials. I ended up doing some other stuff. And we're going to want to actually do a static import on a couple things here. So we're going to do import static com dot our package dot our mod id dot, then we want to go to our init. Where is our init? Oh, it's literally sitting there right on top. We want to static import init blocks and init items. So init blocks dot star semicolon, and then we're going to do the exact same thing below it. So we can just safely copy and paste this right below it. This way we don't have to type in this information every time we want to do anything. So init items. Items. Alright, that way we don't have to type in init blocks or init items every time we go to register something. And then we're going to go ahead and start registering our stuff. So in order to register an OR dictionary recipe, I guess first I should really show you guys how to get the OR dictionary information so that you know what entries are there already. So let's do that. We're going to do a public static void, and we're going to pull print or print we're going to print the OR dictionary list, and we're just going to do a string array, and we're going to call this our OR list, and it's going to equal our OR dictionary from minecraftforge.ordictionary .get OR names semicolon. And then this will actually populate the string OR list with all of the items in the OR's name, or in the OR dictionary. And so now all we have to do is print that, and there's no easy way to do this without typing every single one of them out individually, but there is a fast way of doing it, which only requires 3 lines and, well, 1 line inside of a for statement. So for int x equals 0 semicolon, x is less than, we want to say less than the or list dot length semicolon, and then we're going to say x, it's incremented by 1. So that's our for loop saying that it's going to gather all of the data for, I don't need a space, I don't need to move to the, I don't need a semicolon because it's 1 line. And then we're just going to do a log helper dot info, and inside of the info we're going to call or list and then we're going to turn that into the string that it actually is. Wow, insert sucks. And we're just going to feed it our x that we initialized up here. So X. And so let's go back over to our tutorial mod main class file underneath of our OR dictionary register underneath of the initialization event. Let's go and call for our register OreDic dot print OreDic list. No, go away. All right, and we're just gonna go ahead and hit play on that. And this is a good way for me to show you the naming convention for it as well. We're gonna need this up like this in order for me to show you all of what prints. And there's registering tool. Hey, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Or dictionary register. Yeah, it's pretty long. So this is all of our OR dictionary's entries as is right now. So all of the ORs are registered, saplings are registered, leaves are registered. The slabs are registered, planks, logs, block, ingots. So the general way that you name these things is you put the type of item first, followed by the name of the item. So if you're registering an iron block, it would be block iron. Same with nuggets, nugget gold. You got dyes, dye brown, dye blue. This is a general way of how you would do it. So like block glass white, pane glass white. So blocks of glass and panes of glass are registered differently. But yeah, that's generally the way that you do it. Block coal, block quartz, block emerald, block redstone, block diamond. So yeah. We can actually keep that register or keep that printing if we want to. I'm going to for this tutorial. But let's go ahead and head back over to our register OR dictionary. And actually, let's look underneath of our init blocks here. So init blocks, we have OR copper and block copper that we need to register. So let's go do that now. We're going to say public static void blocks, and we're going to do our OR dictionary registries in here. Now, in order to add an item to the OR dictionary, it's actually extremely simple. You just call OR dictionary, so OR dictionary dot register OR, and this can be either an item or a block. But first we actually have to feed it the name that we're going to be registering it as. So we're just going to call this block copper and comma block copper. I generally name these in a convention that's already set up for OR dictionary, so it's direct transfer. It's more familiar to me. You could literally have named this whatever you wanted. You could call it shindig for anybody, for what anything cares. It would still work. OR dictionary dot register ORs. Yeah, I could put that in there and it would register that as an OR dictionary entry. It doesn't really care. But now we got to register our OR copper. And we're going to call for OR copper. We also have an ingot. So OR dictionary dot register OR. Let's actually move this to a new method actually. So let's go ahead and do another public static void items. OR dictionary dot register ORs quotes ingot copper, and we'll do ingot copper. Okay, so these are generally what we're going to be registering. In here you want to register anything that can really be used cross mod. Underneath of items, you don't really want to register swords, spades, axes, pickaxes, or hoes, so we only really have the ingots. Liquid should be registered. Generally something that other mods are going to make a lot of or make use of quite often is something you want to register. So this is all we really actually have to register for ours is these 3 entries. So let's go ahead, go down to tutorial mod and actually go ahead and register these into, or actually get these registering. So register or dictionary dot blocks and register or dictionary dot items. Okay. So now we have our OR dictionary entries registered for the blocks and the items. I'm going to show you real quick how you actually work with OR dictionary entries like this in a crafting recipe, so that we can clear that out here and here. Actually, have we done crafting yet? Yeah, we have. So crafting, let's go to here, I guess. So let's say that our copper ingot copper here, we're going to go ahead and replace the I so it uses the OR dictionary. So we're actually going to have to rebuild this a little bit. So let me do shaped OR down here, and we'll do that one instead. Shaped OR, and we'll call this, and this is pretty much identical to what we see here. We just actually have to wrap it a little bit further. So game registry dot add recipe, and then we're going to say new shaped. Yeah, we're doing shaped here. So add a new shaped OR recipe, and we're going to do this for our block up here. So we're going to call for a new item stack dot get item. Okay, one sec. Dot get. Why are you not working? Oh, I know why. So item stack item dot get item from block init blocks dot block copper, and then we're going to do a comma here. Hang on, one sec. Where are we at? Yeah, we're still inside of it here. So here we want to do a new object. Why are you importing an object? New object array. And then inside of the array, we want to put our quotes. So we'll do that real quick here. Nope, too many. Single quote. And then the next one is our item itself. So in quotes, we're going to say ingot copper. In here, we're going to give it a letter. We're going to call it I. And then we're just going to do I. And like that. We actually don't need the new object array. We could have actually wrapped this like that as well. So like if I did new object array and encompass this, it would have literally been like, yeah, we don't actually need to do this. This is completely unnecessary. Matter of fact, it'll even remove the encompassing if we do an alt enter on it. But so here we're calling for the ingot copper, and we're calling it by the name in the OR dictionary recipe at this point. So if we were to disable this, that recipe should still work. So let's go try that out in game, and I'll show you that it's actually printing new OR dictionaries. Oh crap, nope, stop. Stop. Don't even have it actually registered. So let's go do that real quick. So down here where we were doing our recipes, we're going to do shaped here. There we go. Get rid of that. This and this. Okay, so it should have went and printed all this out for us as well. So here we actually have our ore copper and ingot copper registering. There's the block coppers above it here, so this is showing that we have actually registered our ores in the ore dictionary as it grabbed it from our write list. And if we go into single player, creative mode, go full screen on this, let's go and grab a crafting table, and we can also grab our ingots. Okay, we'll just slap this over here. Okay, so this recipe should be working because we actually have it where it's using an OR dictionary recipe. So it's perfectly happy using that, and I can actually prove that by going to shape crafting. We technically don't have this recipe enabled at all. I can also prove it by or show you guys that this is working by going and not registering the OR dictionary recipe. So underneath the register OR dictionary, if we come over to OR cop or block ingot copper and mark ingot copper out and comment it, and we go and run this again, we're either going to get errors on launch, or when it does launch, it's just not going to work at all. Actually, I'm pretty sure it does launch because it doesn't actually recognize that it's not going to be enabled, or the recipe is not going to exist. It's just going to not do anything. So we don't have ingot copper registered here anymore. So if we go into single player and go to new world that we were just in, and we go into the crafting grid and we fill out the crafting grid, nothing registers whatsoever. But simply removing the backslash and uncommenting it and running it, we now have it able to load. OR dictionary items cannot be used in item stacks, so anytime you're getting a return, that's why the item return is over in shaped crafting. Here, that's why my item return is an item stack calling for the item and not a value like this. It's because technically this isn't a functional, or like, you can call these or these inside of a format like this, but you can't call an item stack, or you can't return a OR dictionary item. So your return item, the item that you get from the recipe, has to be formatted by giving an actual item. So again, it's perfectly happy using an OR dictionary recipe. So let's go and quickly do our other ones here. I don't think a stick is actually registered, so this is a good way of me showing you guys how these recipes work. So we're gonna say add recipe instead, REC recipe. We're going to new shaped OR recipe, delete one of these, compass that, and this is a new item stack all the way to the end. Throw an extra swirly brace on the end of it. Change ingot copper to quotes ingot copper. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a stick doesn't actually have a recipe. I don't think. So we'll just leave it like that. Anyway, so there's that, and then we can do this one. I told you guys last time we were working on crafting that I was going to convert these. So add recipe as a new item stack there. Oh, right. New shaped OR recipe, delete. Nope. Failing at life. There we go. And encompass this guy. Change this guy to ingot. Come on, caps lock. Ingot copper. There we go. Okay, so we got that one. I'm just actually going to bring all these down at once. Probably be faster this way. Okay, let's just put these here and do a very, very fast fix. Control R. We're going to say add shaped recipe. And we're going to replace add shaped recipe with add recipe, add new shaped or recipe. Replace, place, aha, yes. Control Z, Control Z. Let's fix that instead of ask recipe to add recipe. Add recipe. Replace, starting from the top, find next, replace, 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 replace. And I just have to come to the end here and throw these onto the end. If I can remember to hit shift first. Shift, there we go. And we'll just change init item items dot ingot copper to there we go. So these have all been registered as OR dictionary recipes now, because they're actually calling the OR dictionary for the stick. Actually, is the stick a OR dictionary? Stickwood, yes, it is. Okay, so we're going to replace everything with OR dictionary recipes. So Control R, items dot stick can be replaced with stickwood. In quotes. So we'll just replace all with that. So as you can see, we're not referencing any items at all in a crafting recipe, period, at this point. We can also do the same thing with Shapeless. I'm just going to copy this so I don't have to type it out again. So let's go do Shapeless real quick. We're going to say public static void shapeless, or we're just going to call for the game registry, yes, import dot add registry dot new, and we're going to call for shapeless or recipe here, shapeless or recipe, and then we're going to copy this in, and here instead of calling for item init block copper, what we're going to do is we're actually going to say, hey, just give me the block copper. And there. Okay, which means we can also get rid of this. And again, I will state that the return item, what you are getting out of the crafting grid, cannot be in OR dictionary format. It has to be in an item reference format like that, because it can only return an item stack, and there's no real way of using an OR dictionary entry for an item stack. It just doesn't work well. But let's go register that in here, tutorial mod. And we can come down here to shaped crafting, shapeless crafting. Here we go. Shapeless. Shapeless OR. Alright, now if we go ahead and hit play. We're going to load up again, and we're going to test out our recipes and make sure that they're still working. And after we've tested this, this will conclude our OR dictionary usage. So let's go to single player, new world. So the first thing is we should be able to create a block, which we can, and we should be able to get 9 ingots back out of that block. Now, it will be depending on whatever OR registry is registered last. So like if I had another mod in here that used copper, odds are it would return their block of copper instead of my block of copper. Same with the ingots. Odds are it would probably end up returning their ingots instead of my ingots. It doesn't really matter as long as you're registering items with the OR dictionary or crafting or doing OR dictionary crafting. Same thing as if I were to get some sticks real quick, which we're technically able to do right here. Just there. Okay, so sticks, and yeah, everything seems to be working. Do that one in reverse. We're good. We got shovels. We got more shovels. We got swords. So all of our recipes are indeed working. There. So all of our recipes are working. We actually get our pit axe, game mode. See there. Okay. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. All of our recipes are working, and they have been initialized using a OR dictionary recipes. Now, smelting recipes, smelting cannot be done with the OR dictionary. And the reason for that is because it just can't. I can't really explain too much of that. So like, if you smelt your ore, you're going to get your ingots back, and that's the end of the story. You can't use an OR dictionary recipe. Basically, if I were to come up here to smithing, and I were to go game registry dot add, yeah, there's smelting. There's smelting for item input, and there's smelting for that. Yeah, but for the most part, all of their outputs are item stacks. So yeah, and there's no. I could do smelting here, but again, there is no ore smelting. There's shapeless ore, there's shaped ore. There's a shaped recipe, shapeless recipe, smelting, shaped crafting, shapeless crafting, string, system. Even if I type in ore, there's only 2 results. You can only do shaped and shapeless crafting. You can't do other things. However, if you do build your own crafting handlers, you can implement shaped or the OR dictionary handlers into that. I'm not going to go over that until we're in a more advanced episode. So yeah, the name smelting isn't the same as class name. What? Okay. Just doesn't like the fact that smelting's the same as the name of the class. So we're just going to change that real quick. There we go. Now it should be happy. Yeah, it's fine now. It's not mad anymore. I'm calling it. Why are you gray? I have no idea why it's gray. it should not be gray. There it is. Now it's yellow. Okay, so that's all we're gonna do today. I hope you guys had an easy time understanding what was going on. I know I said this was going to be short, and then it ended up running half an hour, and I apologize for that. But yeah, so I will see you guys in the next episode.